It is time to get started. So before we do that, I'm going to give everyone a couple of reminders. First, please silence your cell phones. Second, we do have a professional photographer here. So while the bride and groom are happy that you may want to take pictures, and you're welcome to do so, please be mindful of the professional and stay seated. Don't get in her way. All right, that's all I have. Thank you so much. We will now begin. Family and friends, we are gathered here today to celebrate the marriage of Brandon and Meggie. My name is Meggie Kashyap, and I have the privilege of officiating this wedding. Brandon is my husband's cousin, And during the 13 plus years I've known him, his affectionate and curious nature has brought endless joy to me and my family. Today, I am thrilled to welcome Meggie into the family. Although, truthfully, Meggie, you have felt like family from the day that I met you, and it's been wonderful to meet some of your loved ones and to celebrate this union. The first time I met Meggie, I don't know if she remembers this, but she and Aunt Carol conspired to pull a prank on Brandon, and that's when I knew she'd fit right in. So some of you may be wondering how Brandon's cousin-in-law got the tremendous honor of officiating this wedding. Well, in addition to being a member of Brandon's family, I also happen to be a Milwaukee County Circuit Court judge, so this is not just a choir robe. I did acquire it, honestly. But today, my role is more than that of an officiant. I approach all the functions of my job with the solemnity that they deserve. But today, my heart is full of love for this couple, and I know that everyone else here, yours is too. So on behalf of the couple, I want to welcome all of you and thank you for sharing this day. Your friendship, your support, and your encouragement will forever be appreciated. To their families, Brandon and Meggie would not be here without your love and guidance. They are so thankful that you have shared your love with them individually and as a couple. I want to give a special acknowledgement to Carol Hawhey, Brandon's mom, who is here with us, and Stephen Hawhey, Brandon's dad, who is here with us in spirit. I also want to specially recognize and welcome Dave and Mayumi Cook, Maggie's parents, who have traveled here from Hong Kong. Some of Maggie's family on her mom's side lives in Japan, and they could not be with us here in person. But we honor them today by taking a moment to send our thoughts across an ocean to them and to receive their well wishes in return. I now want to invite Maggie's sisters, Helen and Wendy, to come forward. Throughout Japanese history, it was common for couples to exchange poems to each other or to read poems out on celebratory occasions. Brandon and Meggie would like to honor this tradition by including a reading of a verse of traditional Japanese poetry. This poem is an excerpt from Man-Yoshu, the oldest collection of classical Japanese poetry known as waka. It is similar to haiku, but it's slightly longer. Instead of hearing a 5-7-5 syllable pattern, you will hear a 5-7-5-7-7 syllable pattern. In this poem, a husband and wife are traveling through a rugged, mountainous path. While they are struggling to walk, another married couple passes by them with the husband riding a horse. The wife tells her husband that the sight of another man on a horse, while her own husband is forced to walk, makes her heart hurt. She offers to sell her mother's keepsake that she received at her wedding so that her husband can have a horse to ride over the course of their journey. The husband refuses and replies the following.
If I get a horse, my beloved, you must go on foot. Though we tread the rocks, let's walk, the two of us, together.
Thank you. Like the couple in this poem, no matter what happens in life, as long as Brandon and Meggie are together and continue to care for one another, they can overcome anything. All right, now, Brandon and Meggie, I'm going to ask you and all of you to bear with me for just a minute. You can't ask a judge and an elder member of your family to officiate your wedding without getting just a little bit of a lecture. So here goes. Traditionally, weddings have been officiated by clergy, whose authority comes from a higher power. As time went on, a legal framework developed around marriage, first in the context of property rights, and then, as our ancestors fought for a more just world, in the context of human rights. As a judge, my authority comes from the law. Therefore, I would like to ask Brandon, Meggie, and all who are gathered here today to consider what a legal authority the Supreme Court of the United States has said about marriage. In Obergefell v. Hodges, the case that made marriage accessible to all people, regardless of sexual orientation, the court explains the importance of marriage as follows. From their beginning to their most recent page, the annals of human history reveal the transcendent importance of marriage. The lifelong union of a man and a woman always has promised nobility and dignity to all persons, without regard to their station in life. Marriage is sacred to those who live by their religions and offers unique fulfillment to those who find meaning in the secular realm. Its dynamic allows two people to find a life that could not be found alone. For marriage becomes greater than just the two persons. Rising from the most basic human needs, marriage is essential to our most profound hopes and aspirations. The court ends its landmark opinion by saying, "No union is more profound than marriage, for it embodies the highest ideals of love, fidelity, devotion, sacrifice, and family. In forming a marital union, two people become something greater than once they were. Marriage embodies a love that may endure even past death." Brandon and Meggie, as you take your vows today, I encourage you to remember that marriage is so sacred and it is so profound that others have fought all the way to the highest legal authority to have their relationships included in its definition. Brandon and Meggie, do you understand and do you accept the responsibility of marriage, and do you come here freely today? If so, please answer, "We do."
We do.
Now, Brandon and Meggie will make their vows to each other.
Dear Brandon, I've never felt more like myself with anyone else than I do with you. Even though we grew up on opposite sides of the continent, and chances of us not knowing each other was exponentially higher than the chances that we did, it continues to amaze me that how lucky I was to meet someone like you. Ever since we started dating in freshman year at college, every day has been full of smiles and laughs, even if I've heard that same joke 1 million times before. In the 8.5 years we've been together, we've been through so much, even living across continents, from me in Hong Kong to you in Ecuador. But I have no doubt that just like the couple in the poem earlier, we'll continue to weather through no matter what happens in the future, as long as we are together. I promise to be the best person I can be towards you and to others, to be the kind of person I admire you as. I promise to be kind to you, even when things are stressful, and not a surface level kindness, but to truly care about you and your well-being. I promise to treasure you every single day we spend together and to always prioritize our relationship. And I promise to always be alongside you for whatever adventure we continue to take, wherever it will take us. I love you so much, and I can't wait to keep living life with you and grow old together.
Meggie, I love you so much. From the beginning, there have been many signs that we would arrive at this day. When we were in my freshman year dorm room in college, and I blurted out that first, "I love you," before we were even dating for an entire week. You didn't run away. You took a deep breath, you thought, and you said, "I love you too." No, that's a sign. Okay. When I started openly daydreaming about marriage when we were only dating for a few months, you again just run away. You joined me in the daydream. And of course, from the very beginning and still to this day, we get stopped by strangers in the street to remark on how deeply in love we were. Today has been our trajectory since day one. And I can't imagine standing here with anyone else. And I can't imagine spending forever with anyone else. I promise to foster your spirit of adventure, whether it's walking through the streets of Hong Kong or trying the new restaurant down the street. We will never stop exploring together. I promise to give you support at your weakest and continue to encourage you at your strongest. I promise to push you to be the best person you can be, as you have done for me for all of these years. I promise to love you unconditionally. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. I feel complete today, and I will feel that way forever. I love you.
Okay, now the risk of officiating a wedding for people that you love is you get a little teary, so just give me a moment. I hope this underscores for both of you that you are lifelong companions. And I hope it reminds all of us who witnessed it that we are part of your story. We're here to support you as you celebrate your marriage, and we're here to help you nurture your relationship not only today, but always. So, to that end, now that Brandon and Meggie have taken their vows, I would ask that their friends and family take a vow to them. Do you, family and friends, promise to support this couple and to offer them your friendship and love? If you so promise, on the count of 3, please answer, "We do." 1, 2, 3. All right, Brandon and Meggie, you have your rings. Both of you will give and receive these rings as a symbol of unbroken unity and love, which will surround you always. These are gifts unlike any other. They serve as a visible reminder to yourselves and to others that you are walking through this life as one. These rings will be a comfort, an anchor, a token of affection, and tangible evidence of the love that you share. Brandon, please place the ring on Maggie's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love and commitment.
as a symbol of my love and commitment.
Maggie, please place the ring on Brandon's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love and commitment.
as a symbol of my love and commitment.
This is a moment of celebration. Let's also make it a moment of dedication. Every marriage needs the love, nurturing, and support of an entire network of family and friends. On this, their wedding day, I ask all of you not to be friends of Brandon or of Meggie, but to be friends of Brandon and Meggie together. May you be as important a part of their tomorrow as you are of their today. We who have come here today have heard the willingness of Brandon and Meggie to be joined in marriage. They've come here of their own free will, and in our presence, they have made a covenant of faithfulness. They've exchanged rings as a seal of their promises, and we have promised our friendship and love to them. So, as we finish, before I get to the best part, I'm just going to remind you all that as we finish, you can shower the couple with love, not in the form of rice, but in the form of paper cranes, which you should all have. So we'll get to that in a minute. But before, I am going to say this. Brandon and Meggie, by the virtue of the power vested in me by the state of Wisconsin, I now pronounce you married. And you may celebrate your union with a kiss. And now we party.